Ma salve a tutti cari sconosciuti, io sono Phenrir, se preferite Mailoki. Allora, sono respawnata in una situazione molto imbarazzante, cioè non mi sono letteralmente mossa, sono respawnata così. Cioè questa cosa un po' mi inquieta, devo dire la verità. Però ok, allora, sono curiosa di quello che potrebbe succedere adesso, perché adesso io devo parlare, vabbè, a parte che qui ho ancora attiva la missione della fossa di combattimento, ma è inutile che la faccio adesso perché non ho ancora sbloccato questa abilità spezzaguardia, quindi non potrei comunque completare la challenge, quindi aspetto di fare un altro livello prima di sbloccare questa abilità e fare la challenge, quindi per adesso la lasciamo stare. E adesso c'è una cosa interessante da fare di trama principale, ovvero parlare con Wadis, perché abbiamo liberato la valle. E quando io l'ho visto giocato da Sabaku, come è normale che sia, avevo prima parlato con lui e poi eravamo andati a liberare la valle, tant'è che era stato molto più facile liberare la valle perché avevamo già potenziato l'arco e quindi avevamo le frecce, quelle acide, i tizzicali, i tori, non mi ricordo come si chiamano, Bristleback, mi viene Bristleback, non mi ricordo il nome originale, diciamo, o meglio, il nome in italiano, andavano giù in un secondo. Allora, aspetta, prima di parlare con Wadis. Io sto facendo questo perché così mi sblocco i mercanti. Io vi faccio notare che sto tizio si tira dietro sto carro da solo. Vabbè. No, non altro da aggiungere.
The way to Barren Light is clear. Get moving.
You're not errant vanguardsman. I will move only when the captain
When
says...
I've cleared out all the bristlebacks, which I have. Captain's orders.
So they're okay?
Banged up, but breathing. And waiting up ahead for you.
Well, I shall not be moving anywhere until the whistle has sounded. If it is not safe for them, then it is not safe for me.
Fine. I'll make sure the whistle gets blown, and then I'll be back.
Hear that? We're not leaving yet. Unpack the cart!
No. I'll be right back. Don't get comfortable.
As if that were possible here.
Ok.
Petra mentioned Olvind is supposed to be in charge around
Esatto.
here. Guess I should talk to him to get the whistle blown.
Guardate che belle le costruzioni. Allora, non con il maestro della fossa. Perché continua ad attivarmi la missione il maestro della fossa? Non mi deve attivare la missione il maestro della fossa. Devo parlare con Ulvund. Oh, non si è attivata, Cioè, non si è attivata. Oh, no. Porca mia. Vabbè, sappiamo dov'è la missione. Ci andiamo comunque. Dov'è? Non mi appare. Non mi appare. Vabbè, la metto così. Non riesco. Non riesco a mettere il segno. Ah, è lì il puntatore. Non era sulla bussola. Ok. Eccolo.
Oh, drop the act. We all know it was the Carja who let the bristlebacks into the valley. Sent them straight through the gates of Barren Light.
That is preposterous. Why would we let dangerous machines into our
Ah, vabbè,
own
comunque
land?
questo poi ne
Do
parlano
you
dopo.
want, Ulvund? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it. What other choice do you have?
Hi.
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss a matter of importance to the Sundom?
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
Guarda male, se ne va.
So, the savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Ulvund Freeholder, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away from the fine silks and wine of Meridian to this smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
Non ci vuole
I'm here
qua.
for the embassy, and
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah. Greater gears for greater matters. Guess that means you'll be moving on.
once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my saviorly attention.
The bristlebacks, of course. Got to get rid of them if you want that embassy to take place.
L'ho fatto.
Well, let's get to it, hey? And off you go.
Not so fast.
Forse vado... Vabbè, adesso vediamo. Vabbè, prima vi facciamo le domande.
You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, ha!
Notare che parla,
Born
non
with a
parla,
hammer in
non
hand,
parla a
I was.
lei, parla
Nobody
alta voce per
handed me
farsi
anything or dropped
sentire.
opportunity into my lap. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is this hammer now?
The burden of leadership forced me to set it aside. The 𝐒𝐄𝐍𝐑 risk nothing, while demanding that good Oseram gamble with their lives out there. Someone had to step up and say no more.
You ordered the work stoppage?
Indeed I did. We're laborers, not soldiers. Until the 𝐒𝐄𝐍𝐑 clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we
Mi
deserve,
sta dando la
I'm
colpa
not
Cargia
risking
dell'arrivo
Oseram
dei
lives.
Bristleback.
Fair deal?
Scavazzanna,
You
come
mean
lo
your
chiamiamo.
concession decree?
It's not my decree. It's on behalf of all the good Oseram laborers of this land
guardala,
who
si
do
fare
all the
sentire.
backbreaking work, while only the 𝐒𝐄𝐍𝐑 reap the rewards. All we're asking for is the ability to share in this prosperity for a land worked by the people, for the people.
Right. And just how much would be your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
Va bene.
I cleared out all the bristlebacks.
Oh, you did?
Now that you've recovered from your shock, time to blow the whistle.
Oh, there, not so fast. I'll have to send someone out to confirm the kills. Make sure the valley is safe again. Shouldn't take more than a day or two.
No. You blow the whistle now.
These are innocent Oseram lives we're talking about here. Surely the delay...
Either you do it now, or I will.
I knew you could do it! Friends, gather around. The savior of Meridian has done it again.
What?
The bristlebacks are defeated. You,
What?
sound the
What?
whistle. Chain Scrape is open for business.
Terrific. Yay.
Yay!
And Ulvund has agreed to personally pay every worker their lost wages.
Yeah!
That's more like it.
Yeah! Woo!
Haha.
Yeah! Yeah! Don't you have an embassy to get to?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Ok, no, quindi non cambia nulla. Va bene, è solo il dialogo che si interrompe. Ora sono disponibili i mercanti. Come abiti protettivi, nuove e potenti armi, preziose pozioni, cibo, ok.
Yeah, the chain scrape's back to work. Merchants should be open to trade.
Esatto.
I should see if they have anything useful before I send Wadis off to Barrenlight. Better see what that 𝐒𝐄𝐑 magistrate wanted.
Tra l'altro, questa è una questa secondaria interessante da fare pure. In realtà tutte le queste secondarie qui sono interessanti. Allora, io prima andrei da Wadis, che così mi fa... credo che mi dia punti abilità. Credo perché è proprio la missione completata. E così possiamo fare la fossa. Fatto.
You heard the whistle. Time to go.
But I was supposed to have 3 escorts.
Ma l'hai visto quello là?
I'm off to Barrenlight, Wadis. Like Aloy said, Captain's orders. You can stay here.
Abandoned to the riffraff? I think not.
Guess you're coming with me then. See you there, Aloy.
Questo ha una forza. Guardate le ruote di quella roba. Cioè, boh. Guardate! Io non ho parole. Cioè... Boh.
Well, now that that's done, the embassy can finally get
Esatto.
underway.
Ok, mi hai dato i punti abilità, quindi facciamo lesti questa cosa. Così posso fare la missione della versione organizzata più a lungo. Ok, vabbè, facciamolo, già che ci siamo. Facciamo più danno fisico.
If I can get through it, I'll be able to track down Silence.
Esatto.
Hades. Maybe even a Gaia backup. I guess I could head straight for Barren Light. Or poke around the Daunt some more first. And maybe take Petra up on that drink.
Esatto, ma prima...
Up for some training?
Esatto, va bene, vabbè, queste sfide sono abbastanza semplici. Sconfiggere l'avversario armato, spezzate la sua guardia. Attenzione, i nemici che si parano possono contrattaccare in qualsiasi momento. Il combo R1, R1, R2 per spezzare all'istante la guardia. Va bene. E vabbè, però...
If you keep repeating the same attacks, your enemy will dodge them.
Sì, lo so.
Vary your attacks and combinations. Make yourself less predictable. Come on. If your opponent keeps blocking, then use a heavy attack or a power attack to break through. Either that or hit them from behind. Close attention to your opponent's stance. Read their intentions. Choose your attacks to break their defense.
Ok. Esplosione risonante. E secondo combo in bisca, attacchi potenti, carichi le lancia più in fretta. Va bene. Sconfiggere l'avversario usando un'esplosione risonante.
That energy doesn't last forever. That spirit can give you the edge in battle. Keep energizing it, and then your enemies. Triggering those energy blasts should help you vanquish your opponents.
Fatto. Tempo limite 1 minuto e 20. Il mio tempo 15 secondi. Ok, ora che hai completato tutte le sfide puoi affrontare il maestro della fossa. Sconfiggere l'avversario usando un'esplosione risonante. No. Ok. Mostra la tua bravura nei combattimenti mischi e sconfiggi Odurg, il maestro della fossa di aspra catena. Lo stile tipicamente Oseram di Odurg, forte, diretto e molto efficace. Va bene. Io non mi ricordo come ci si para comunque. Per la cronaca.
Use your blade and use your mind. I see how you earned your reputation. Good.
Le botte.
Good.
Certainly so.
Good series of attacks.
E là.
I see how you earned it. Impressive. Yield. I yield.
I healed, va bene. Quanto sei durato? 20 secondi. Bello lui comunque, design fighissimo.
Well fought, friend. Well fought.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Ooh. Serves me right for thinking I could go up against the savior of Meridian. Here, have this. A little something for the new champion.
Thank you, Hodurg.
Un teschio.
Don't be a stranger now. Come back whenever you'd like to spar again.
E poi mi piace appunto che in generale, cioè, ma sia uomini che donne comunque, cioè, hanno, quando sono forti, cioè sono proprio grossi, larghi, cioè non hanno appunto il fisico da bodybuilder, sono proprio dei cilindri.
I should go.
I'll be here if you want to practice more.
Tintura sbloccata, ok. Però mi lasci la quest, eh? Cioè non ce la facciamo a togliermela. Niente, resta attiva. Questo purtroppo è un problema. Il gioco ancora non è uscito mentre sto registrando. manca ancora parecchio all'uscita. E niente. C'è questo problema che le quest non si tolgono. Però da quello che ho capito la patch Day One già prevede una soluzione a questa cosa. Per quanto io abbia paura che un salvataggio precedente non verrà retroattivamente corretto. Comunque, allora, come ci sono arrivati? Parra, quindi magistra. Ah, ok, perfetto. Questa è la missione del Carja che ci voleva parlare. E in tutto questo abbiamo anche altre missioni da fare. Una è molto carina. Una credo che la posso già fare. Una credo... No, c'è una cosa, ok. Va bene, no, c'è una cosa obbligatoria che vi devo andare a prendere io. Guardate che bella! Guardate che bella sta ambientazione. Guardate che figo! Tutto bellissimo. L'aria, guardate l'aria. Vabbè, lì c'è il tizio a Carja, lo facciamo dopo. Prima parliamo qua con Milduf. Bello lui.
Hey, Mildef. Mildef. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hole.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Io non toccare.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Oven didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Gente di Ulvun.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals. No trouble.
Dolce lui.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. That was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before.
Boars and berries,
next thing
questo
I
è
knew,
buonissimo.
people kept coming back. Guess they like my food. Or the ale.
Ok.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly. But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes.
Ok.
I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Ulvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do.
Perché ha bisogno della griglia.
Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
What do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big
Ok, forse
handful
la
of bitter
vernonia
leaf
non ce l'ho
stems.
ancora abbastanza.
That'll do.
Carne penso
As
di
for
averne
the griddle,
abbastanza.
a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way, assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildef. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Un pizzico di
Got
coraggio.
enough wild meat. Just need to pick some bitter leaf and grab a metal panel from the scrounger
Esatto.
pile.
La carne ce l'abbiamo. La carne l'abbiamo già. Io non capisco però perché. No, mi devi. Ah, allora. Ok. Vabbè, questa non è una missione così emozionante da farvi vedere, ovviamente.
Get a little
Devo
faster, I can charge you.
semplicemente raccogliere le robe in giro e poi consegnarle. Allora, ho fatto degli acquisti. Ho comprato l'equipaggiamento da cacciatrice nota, un l'abito iconico di un nodo emarginato pensato per gli appostamenti furtivi durante le battute di caccia. Ho trovato ho preso anche questo, che è quello che mi equipaggerò adesso comunque, che aumenta il colpo critico, gli attacchi potenti, quindi è abbastanza importante per il combattimento, anche se il colore è orribile. E poi vabbè, abbiamo il prescelto Nora, che lo conosciamo già, che fondamentalmente era l'abito originale di lei, che però ci ha messo i pezzettini dell'armatura turbo figa che trovi alla fine, perché giustamente invece di tenerla sana e funzionante ha deciso di farla a pezzi. Vabbè. Ok, purtroppo è molto brutto questo equipaggiamento, ma non tanto la forma, e questo colore non mi piace moltissimo, però non è brutto brutto. Le scarpette, le babbucce non sono proprio il massimo, ecco. Va bene. Vabbè, fatto ciò, andiamo a parlare col nostro amico cuoco.
Ah, there you are. I
Ho
happen
avuto
to
anche il
receive
tempo di
another visit
cambiarti.
from Olven himself. He was pushy, but I stood my ground. And dare I say it, I even got my own back. Yes, I did. Oh.
I'm listening.
When I made his meal, I used 3 pinches of salt. Instead of 2.
Oh, la dolcezza.
I guess.
La
I think I
dolcezza.
have everything you asked for.
Then just as you have inspired me, let us see if I can return the favor. Time to cook.
Momento Monster Hunter. Oh, preziosissimo lui.
Wow. Mildif, that was inspired.
Next time you want the best provisions, you know where to find me. And your next order of any dish will be on the house.
Thanks. And don't forget to stand up for yourself.
Funny you should say that. As it happens, I'm already cooking up my next portion of resistance. Hope to see you again.
Ok. Commissione completata, d'accordo. Però,
Back for that free meal?
esatto.
Go on, peruse my menu.
Il primo acquisto che puoi fare qui è gratis. Però devo dire la verità, in tutta onestà, salvo cose specifiche in game, super Monster Hunterose. Ok, mi curi, questo è buono, ma il buff mi sembra una cosa stupidina, cioè mi sembra molto stupidina la... Cioè, come cure, ok, cioè, però potenza e rigenerazione vigore ai 2 livelli al termine di danni, mischia ai 2 livelli... Cioè, delizia di Milduf, cioè, un piatto speciale ideato al cuoco di Spracatena, palline di pasta fritte in olio bollente fino a doratura, poi immerse nel miele. Ogni frittura, una pallina sorpresa viene ricoperta di polvere piccante. Una sostanziosa ricetta osera ottenuta avvolgendo nella pasta uno spidino di selvaggina macinata e cuocendo fino a doratura. Purtroppo non cambia l'immagine. Qui mi hanno spezzato il cuore perché avrei tantissimo voluto vedere il modello del cibo, però non è Final Fantasy XV e quindi non hanno perso tempo gli amici di Guerrilla a creare delle minchiate, si sono concentrati sul gioco. Quindi io direi che prenderò la delizia di Milduf e basta. E poi vedete, da qui in poi per acquistarle servono i materiali, cioè gli ingredienti, no? Il primo era gratis. Il cibo fornisce bonus e potenziamenti temporanei. Il pasto preparato da Milduf ha ridotto il tempo di recupero della tua concentrazione. Sì, ma dura pochissimo. Cioè, dura veramente pochissimo l'effetto.
Savior, thank you for taking the time, and my condolences that you had to endure Olven's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. That sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the 𝐒𝐃𝐄 purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the bristlebacks get into
Che è
the
la
Daunt?
domanda che ci stiamo
No one
facendo
knows for
tutti.
sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is barren light.
Che è chiusa.
If you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvund up.
What is this concession decree that Ulvund wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Ovviamente.
Yes, because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Ħarġa for the bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
Che belle queste cose politicose, che poi sono più economiche in
How
realtà.
did you
Giochi di
get stuck
potere,
in it?
no?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a
Yes.
lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time.
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Now, I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
I dialoghi sono veramente 1.000.000 di anni luce superiore al primo, cioè sono proprio belli.
How
Comunque.
does blaming the Ħarġa for the bristlebacks help Ulvund get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Ħarġa loosed the bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the mad Sun King, even with the valley working again. Ulvund hopes he can stir up enough resentment against the Ħarġa to call for a
Il dialogo
strike.
qua è diverso,
And if the Oseram
perché
refuse to
noi
work,
potevamo
unless the
parlare con lui
concession is
prima
signed,
di
you won't have a
liberare la
choice.
valle, ovviamente.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
Ok, abbiamo fatto tutto. Va bene, primo avvistamento.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Ħarġa for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
Va bene. Ah sì, tra l'altro qua c'è, mi sa, un'altra cosa. Esatto, giocatore di batosta. Allora ve lo faccio vedere, ma mi rifiuto categoricamente di fare questa cosa.
It's a tonight game. Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original, straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a
Sì,
hot
sì, sì, bellissimo.
I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too.
No. No, ragazzi, no. 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 Il Gwent mi fa ridere, si chiama Salma comunque. Il Gwent mi ha avuto. Io ho platinato The Witcher 3. Ho sfondato il Gwent di The Witcher 3. No. 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 No.
I'll be here if you change your mind.
Esatto. No, 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 no. Meno che mi dà di premio? No. No. Piuttosto parlo con
Come for
Petra.
that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand.
Che stai
Wasn't
parlando?
expecting you to swing
Con la
by.
giocatrice di
Since
batosta.
when do I do what's expected?
There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Loro non parlano, sono...
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Well, things aren't as bad since you got this place running again. But we still got Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. If you don't put that down, I'll come over there and show you how that game ends. Anyway, right now, I'm just worried about those refugees out from Sunfall. To come all this way enduring Forge knows what.
Shadow 𝐒𝐃 refugees. What are they doing in the Daunt?
Looking for a new home, I gather. They're camped out by an old trailhead, southwest of here. And therein lies the problem. A stormbird crashed up on the cliffs last week, and Talon Cleanbrokers had his eye on the salvage ever since. But the refugees have barred entrance. Mustn't interrupt their sun-scorched ritual. Something about finding a twilight path.
Huh. I never heard them talk about that before.
Yeah, well, these particular Shadow 𝐒𝐃 are an odd bunch. But overall, they're peaceful folk.
Non
Not
sono,
that it matters
sono
to Talon.
aggressivi.
He'll crack some heads to get to that salvage. Maybe you could swing by, convince him to set up camp somewhere else?
So the bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge.
Questa cosa strana.
Lost some good people. But bless the bellows, you cleared them out and got this place working again. That put a dent in Olvin's plans. Now, if only there were some way to smash them all together and run them out of town.
But how could bristlebacks in the Daunt help Olvind?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the bristlebacks came from, Olvind has taken to blaming the 𝐒𝐃 for him. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a
Esatto.
strike going
Perché
until the
se comunque
concession's
scoprissimo
signed.
l'origine.
This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the 𝐒𝐃 for anything.
Damn 𝐒𝐃 slavers.
Ecco. Appunto. Allora, Olvin.
So about Olvind.
Around here, everything's about Olvind.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is 𝐒𝐃 land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the
Esatto.
magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
Non è per il popolo, per gli Osera, non ne frega un cazzo.
This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Olvind?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on 𝐒𝐃 land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the 𝐒𝐃. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors
Esatto.
back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Olvind has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign.
Ok.
What else can you tell me about the Shadow 𝐒𝐃 refugees?
Well, they don't call themselves Shadow 𝐒𝐃 for one. At least
Esatto.
not anymore. They're some other brand of sun-crazed. But whatever side of the sun they're on, they're peaceful through and through. Don't seem to want for nothing except a place to live, pray, and just enough food to keep from starving.
So they're just camped outside by a trail, blocking entry to a wrecked stormbird, waiting for what exactly?
Don't rightly know, but I'll tell you this. Should they ever wise up and salvage it, a Stormbird heart is worth a lot. And if they get there first, then by Osram law, it's theirs. Not that Talon Cleanbrokers ever lost sleep over any law breaking.
Who is this Talon Cleanbroker?
Just some chuff-huffing pondsman. Got a shop here in town. Lived in Chainscrape since there
simpaticone.
was a Chainscrape. He and Ulvin go back a ways.
Ovviamente.
Like a pair of coals and a campfire, those two.
So Tolland works for Ulvin?
Ulvin might think so, but Tolland scrapes up his own scams. And he ain't the type to let a few refugees get between him and Stormbird salvage.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back, but realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
Ok.
Well, if I'm up that way, I'll talk to the refugees. Try to convince them to move.
Much appreciated. They have it rough. Don't need Tolland making it rougher.
Ok.
Just so Tolland has a shop.
Allora, abbiamo diverse missioni da fare. Allora, abbiamo del Crepuscolo, che parla con Tolland. Poi appunto abbiamo gli Scavazzanna. E poi vabbè abbiamo l'ambasciata comunque, che è la missione principale. Però per adesso ci concentriamo su queste due cosine. Tra l'altro in realtà ce n'è pure un'altra. Effettivamente mi sembra di un minatore ferito. No, due altre missioni, ok. Vabbè, le sblocchiamo tutte. Facciamo questa cosa, le sblocchiamo tutte. Quindi, ok, vabbè, qui segnalino. Segnalino così lo trovo facile. Faccio qualcosina da rubare? No, a posto. Robine da leggere. Allora, la copertina è parzialmente carbonizzata in un opuscolo illustrato. Via, si martella. Oh no, riusciranno i martelli a cavarsela ora che Gunert ha scialacquato tutti i loro risparmi di gioco? Certo che sì, con l'ennesima missione da veri mercenari. In questo episodio i nostri eroi si avventurano in un misterioso tunnel ai confini della conquista alla ricerca della figlia scomparsa dell'Aldermanno. Nell'oscurità incontreranno una macchina come mai ne hanno viste prima. Riusciranno a farla franca contro le fauci a trivella del misterioso colosso? E riusciranno a salvare la damigella scomparsa? Scoprite l'ultimo numero di martelli mercenari. Un martello in meglio in faccia. Bellissimo. Fantastico.
What happened to you?
That damn mine is what happened to me.
C'è il porcello dietro che si sta grattando la schiena. Guarda i porcelli.
What mine?
Northeast of Chainscrape, where the river ends. I told Corvin we should stop when the first cave-in happened, but Ulvin probably threatened to cut off our pay. Or worse.
How about you slow down and take me through it?
Se sentite rumori demoniaci, è il mio gatto che sta russando comunque.
You mentioned you were injured in a cave-in.
Yeah, a couple days ago. That's how I hurt this blasted leg. Corvin and the others were opening a new vein while I was checking on an older one. As soon as their blast hit,
È
tunnel I was
incredibile
in
quanto sta
collapsed.
russando, comunque lo sento con le cuffie.
Might have dodged it if I wasn't running on barely a spark of sleep. We were pushing too hard and too fast.
And you're afraid Corvin and the others might not be as lucky if it happens again.
Mm-hmm. Hit the nail right on the head.
Ok, Ulvun.
How come Ulvin's in charge?
Chiaramente le domande si ripetono, però è carino avere punti di vista
Try telling
diversi, no?
Ulvin that. He brought in all the backing to get him open. Might as well own them. Fire and spit.
I sottotitoli non sono
*𝐒𝐿𝐶.
precisissimi, però vabbè, il senso
owns
resta lo
us as well.
stesso.
Who's Corvin?
He's their foreman. And a damn good one. The kind that knows how to deal with management when it gets unreasonable. But Ulvin, his demands go beyond unreasonable. Corvin's been doing his best to appease him. He even blamed himself for my injury when it was Ulvin who ordered the extra shifts.
Sounds like a good guy.
That's why we all put up with the long hours and lousy conditions. But if the whole mine becomes unstable, I'd rather suffer Ulvin's wrath than die buried in rubble.
Beh, sì, certo, infatti.
I could check in on your crew if I'm in the area.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Ok. Aspetta, guardiamo un attimo i porcelli. L'ho bloccata. I porcelli! uccelli! Belli! Guardalo! Che poi sono cinghialotti questi, non sono maiali. Guarda, felice, nel fango, che si gratta. Bello, belli. Immortali, tra l'altro. Completamente immortali. Vabbè. Perché solo mi metto a ammazzare i maiali di sti poveretti. Va bene, allora facciamo... Sblocchiamo l'altra, ultima missione. Così abbiamo tutto sbloccato. E la prossima volta facciamo un po' di tutto. Prima di... In realtà ci sarebbe anche l'esplorazione da fare, C'è un sacco di rotture. Non voglio fare queste cose. Non ci voglio salire. Non voglio salire sulle montagne. Vabbè, c'è una quest. C'è una quest che dovrò fare. Che mi obbliga a fare questo saliscendi. Vabbè, parliamo con lo stronzo, già che ci siamo. E qua.
It's you. The machine hunter that bailed out the 𝐒𝐿𝐄.
Never heard it put that way before.
What do you want?
Heard you've been hassling refugees up by the cliffs.
Yeah, well, you heard wrong. There's salvage up there. A stormbird. Nailed it myself with the harpoon here in town. Not an easy shot if I do say so myself. It clipped its wing. And it crashed into the old tower up there. Killed it quick. Yeah, so if anyone's hassling anyone, it's the shadow 𝐒𝐿𝐄 filth that's blocking the way up to my claim.
And you're ready to crack some skulls to get to it?
No need. It's a raggedy bunch. Probably all starved before I have to lift a finger.
We'll see about that.
Oh yeah, we will, won't we? Now shop's closed to 𝐒𝐿𝐄 lovers. On your bastard way.
lovers. No, comunque, veramente no, gli dialoghi sono proprio fighi. I filmati, infatti, guardando queste scene, sono opzionali, vi ricordo. Mi è venuta la tristezza. Mi è venuta la tristezza perché penso a quanto non sarà così Dragon Age 4. Dove comunque hai le scelte opzionali, hai più libertà, hai robine da fare. Mi è venuta la tristezza. Ah, giusto, loro, le pazze. Ci sono anche le pazze. Adesso... Va bene, parliamo con le pazze.
I'm sorry, I'll be right with you.
Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying it's overkill.
It's a weapon. Kill is the point.
Not if it blows the user's arm off. Oh, just stop talking.
Where are we? Ah! So, you look like someone who's always searching for a new weapon. Am I right?
Actually,
But you're just nuts! I am with a customer!
I'm not a customer.
I got it! Triple the powder. It'll blow a Strider sky high. Ba-boom. One shot kill. Guaranteed.
Maybe I am.
Sei interessata.
You are in the right place at the right time, Red.
How would you like to be the proud owner of the world's first machine-enhanced...
Explosive, done in one, machine wrecking.
Yet perfectly safe. Javelin...
Yet perfectly safe, sì. Voi due chi siete?
Are you two from around here?
Nah, the claim. Dad sent us out west in search of some unknown opportunity. Said we'll know it when we see it.
Sounds like you had other ideas.
Let's just say that opening another trading post for my parents isn't how I want to make my mark in this world. I imagine traveling alone would be nice.
Roba, vabbè. Io non ho parole.
So, she's your partner?
My apprentice and my sister. She's why we're out here. There was an incident. Another incident.
Involving explosives?
Ba-boom!
And Dad's precious homebrew. He shipped us out the next day.
Huh.
Okay.
Tell me more about this weapon of yours.
Saw a scroll when I was a kid by some 𝐒𝐿𝐄 scholar who wandered out west. Had a scary drawing of a 𝐸𝐸 warrior hunting with a kind of javelin thrower. Effective? Yes. Basic? Undoubtedly. But coming out here made me remember it. And I'm on the brink of vastly improving the tool's archaic design.
Whereas I will perfect it
I can use machine parts to enhance the user's throw, increase the projectile's velocity.
Well, Boomer here is adamant that enhancing the projectile is better, namely with explosive tips.
Boomsticks.
Boomsticks.
Why not both?
That could work. There's one small snag. I need the parts to make the first working model.
Well, for starters, I'll need charger horns. Intact.
Yeah, that. Just be sure to shoot them off before the machine goes down. Otherwise, they break.
But the real innovation, and keep it to yourself, is a fang horn rib.
There's a mean one east of here. Blow it sky high.
Esatto, e qua stavo proprio impazzendo con Zabaku perché pensavamo, ma veramente non abbiamo ancora trovato sta costola? E poi niente, in realtà abbiamo scoperto che era un drop esclusivo di missione. Quindi diciamo, lo spinocero non ci ha droppato. No, perché era quello spinocero da ammazzare. Comunque, abbiamo sbloccato un sacco di quest. Vabbè, abbiamo la principale, d'accordo? L'ambasciata. E poi abbiamo, vabbè, la batosta meccanica resta là. E poi abbiamo 2 commissioni e 3 missioni secondarie. Quindi faremo un po' di questo. Allora, non ve le farò vedere tutte perché cioè, le conosco, le ho viste. Quindi diciamo che, tipo, vabbè, questa del lanciagiavellotto, vi faccio vedere il filmato finale quando mi danno il lanciagiavellotto, chi se ne frega di andare a farvi vedere ammazzo il cosetto lì, è un nemico qualunque. E continueremo la prossima volta. Voglio farvi vedere almeno l'ambasciata. Almeno l'ambasciata. No, in realtà c'è un'altra cosa che vi voglio far vedere un po' dopo l'ambasciata, che è troppo figa. Comunque, fatemi sapere cosa ne pensate. Vi ringrazio per l'attenzione e noi ci sentiamo, ci vediamo nel prossimo video.